Oh, I should have focused on what those said. Well, I'm gonna find a bookstore at some point. I'm gonna go on the left this time. Which is probably what they're expecting me to do.
Yet there was not a
Tips
single
for not
person
getting
here
fired.
either.
Talk less.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you, take out passive-aggressively, resent coworkers. That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. What is hot? Target demographic teenagers. What is hot? You, most of all. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings. Scratched. You're fired. Graphs about things and money. Oh my gosh. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. Oh my gosh, this game. Oh, okay, I gotta move on. This is amazing though. To do, synergize, core values, expenditures. Free to play! Monetize free to play. Broom closet, can I go in there? Oh, I opened it! What?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here,
Was this
so
on
he
that
turned
chart?
around and got back on track.
I wanted to take something. Can I take something?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
What if I just stay here, huh? What then? What then, huh? Just gonna chill out in
It
here?
was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with,
There are
he'd be
things.
justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
But there's like stuff that I could take.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I want
Standing
to take
around
something.
doing nothing? Why?
I want that
Please
wrench.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I want the wrench or the broom, or I want something in my life. I want to take something
You do
with
realize
me.
there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
I don't believe you.
I never would have thought to mention it.
Oh, I want to take things. One more.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?
Did you get the broom closet
ending was my
ending?
favorite." I
A
hope your
favorite,
friends find this
XD.
concerning.
Alright, we gotta move on. Fine. Oh dear.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go down. How rebellious am I going to be? That's the question. Oh gosh, that shadow freaked me out. There's a car!
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss,
Can't
admitting
face my
he had
boss.
left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had
Exit.
vanished. His boss
Exit.
would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all, none of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
No.
And for that matter, these rooms
in
were
a
starting
loop.
to look pretty familiar.
I'm
Were
in
they
a
simply
loop.
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
I'm dreaming!
He yelled. This is all a dream.
It's all a dream!
Oh, what a relief Stanley
Thank
felt
goodness.
to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
I'm floating. Oh my gosh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field.
Oh no.
And it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Oh
and Stanley
my
marveled
gosh.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
How am I so
And
lucid?
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was
I
amazed
been
he
dead
hadn't
this
asked
whole
himself
time?
sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
Oh my
he thought.
gosh.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Yeah,
Stanley
I'm
is as
definitely
awake
asleep.
right now as he's ever been in his life.
Oh no.
Now, hearing the voice
Crazy.
speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
This has to
Did
be
the
a
voice
dream.
not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
I know, right?
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove
it.
that he was in control.
I'm in
that
control.
This was a dream.
It is a dream.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this
Back in the
dream.
office.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the
I'm
buttons.
giving up.
Please. It's all I want.
I'm gonna want to die
I
by
want
the
my
end of this.
apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Guys, my brain is so confused
I
right now.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what is happening?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Oh,
I
this
must
is
be
getting
real. I must
creepy.
be. Can anyone hear
It's getting
my voice?
creepy.
Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Hi, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh no!
Although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
I
She
don't
had
even
no
know
time
what's
for this,
happening.
So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Poor dead
And then
body,
she turned and
Stanley.
ran.
Potentially Stanley. Is that the end of her story? The end is never the end. It's never the end. No! No! Oh gosh, we're back here. Oh gosh. Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!